Last Tuesday evening, I watched a 68-year-old patient walk into my clinic for his annual checkup. Strong shoulders, clear eyes, moving with the confidence of someone half his age. His blood work came back better than most 40-year-olds I see. But 15 years ago, this same man couldn't climb a flight of stairs without chest pain. His doctor had warned him he was headed for a heart attack before 60. What changed everything wasn't medication. It wasn't some revolutionary supplement. It was one simple decision he made about what he stopped putting on his plate. And here's what shocked me most. The food that was destroying his heart, clouding his mind, and stealing his future is sitting in most men's refrigerators right now. It's been marketed as convenient, even wholesome. But the latest research from the Alzheimer's Association and the American Heart Association reveals something most doctors won't tell you directly. This one category of food is quietly linked to a 14% increase in dementia risk, a 17% jump in cardiovascular disease, and accelerated aging at the cellular level. If you're over 60 and still eating this regularly, you're not just risking your health, you're surrendering your independence, your sharpness, and the vitality that separates men who thrive from men who merely survive. Before I reveal exactly what this food is and why it's so dangerous after 60, let me ask you something. Where are you watching from today? Drop your location in the comments. I love seeing how far this community reaches. I'm Dr. Narita, and for the past 12 years, I've worked exclusively with men over 60 who refuse to accept decline as inevitable. What I've learned is this: age itself isn't your enemy. The choices you make every single day determine whether you stay vital or fade into weakness. And the food you eat is either fueling your strength or quietly eroding it from the inside. Most men your age have already given up. They've accepted that memory loss is normal, that fatigue is just part of getting older, that heart disease runs in the family so there's nothing they can do. But you're here watching this, which means you haven't surrendered, and that matters more than you realize. So let's talk about the one food doctors are begging men over 60 to stop eating. And I'm going to be blunt with you because you deserve the truth, not sugar-coated advice. The food category causing the most damage to men over 60 is processed and cured meats. I'm talking about bacon, sausage, deli meats like ham, salami, and bologna, hot dogs, pepperoni, beef jerky, anything that's been smoked, cured, salted, or preserved with chemicals to extend its shelf life. These aren't just less healthy options. They're actively accelerating your decline. And here's the part most people don't understand. It's not just about cholesterol or fat content. The danger runs much deeper. Let me walk you through what the science actually shows. In 2024, researchers presented findings at the Alzheimer's Association International Conference that stopped the medical community in its tracks. They followed thousands of adults for decades, tracking their eating habits and cognitive function. What they discovered was startling. Men who ate just a quarter serving or more of processed red meat daily, that's about 2 slices of deli meat or a couple strips of bacon, had a 14% higher risk of developing dementia compared to those who ate almost none. Think about that. 2 slices of deli meat a day. That's a sandwich at lunch, and it's measurably damaging your brain over time. Why? Because processed meats are loaded with sodium nitrates and nitrites, preservatives used to keep the meat looking fresh and tasting salty. When these compounds enter your body, they can form N-nitroso compounds, which research links to inflammation, oxidative stress, and damage to brain cells. Your hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for memory and learning, is particularly vulnerable. Every time you eat that bacon or that sandwich meat, you're essentially bathing your brain in compounds that accelerate cognitive decline. But the damage doesn't stop in your brain. Your heart takes a beating too. A comprehensive study published in medical journals tracking cardiovascular health found that every additional 5 grams of salt per day, that's about 1 teaspoon, is associated with a 17% greater risk of total cardiovascular disease. And guess what's absolutely loaded with sodium? Processed meats. A single serving of deli meat can contain 400 to 600 milligrams of sodium. 2 servings and you've already hit nearly half your daily recommended limit. And most men aren't eating just 2 servings. They're having bacon at breakfast, a sandwich with deli meat at lunch, maybe some pepperoni on pizza for dinner. By the end of the day, they've consumed triple the safe sodium limit without even realizing it. That excess sodium forces your heart to work harder. It raises your blood pressure. It damages the lining of your arteries. It increases your risk of heart attack, stroke, and heart failure. And here's the cruel irony. The very foods marketed as quick, convenient, and satisfying are the ones systematically destroying the organ that keeps you alive. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. But Dr. Narita, I've been eating bacon and deli meat my whole life. I'm fine. And I get it. You feel fine today. But here's what's happening beneath the surface. Damage accumulates silently. Your arteries don't send you a warning email when plaque starts building up. Your brain doesn't alert you the moment cognitive decline begins. By the time symptoms appear, by the time you notice you're forgetting names or getting winded climbing stairs, the damage has been compounding for years, maybe decades. And after 60, your body's ability to repair that damage slows down dramatically. Your kidneys, which filter out excess sodium, become less efficient. Your blood vessels lose elasticity. Your brain's ability to clear out toxic proteins declines. Which means the same foods you might have gotten away with in your 40s or 50s are now hitting you twice as hard. Let me tell you about another patient, Richard, 64 years old, former construction worker, tough as nails, came to me complaining of brain fog, low energy, and creeping anxiety that he couldn't explain. When I looked at his diet, I wasn't surprised. Bacon and eggs every morning, ham sandwich every lunch, sausage a few nights a week. I asked him to do one thing, cut out all processed meats for 30 days. No bacon, no deli meat, no sausage. Replace them with real whole foods. Eggs, yes. Chicken breast, yes. Fish, yes. But nothing cured, smoked, or processed. He looked at me like I'd asked him to give up breathing, but he agreed. 30 days later, he came back. Different man, sharper, more energy. Blood pressure dropped 15 points without medication. He told me, I didn't realize how much that stuff was dragging me down until I stopped eating it. That's the thing. You don't know how bad you feel until you feel good again. And it's not just dementia and heart disease. Processed meats have been classified by the World Health Organization as Group 1 carcinogens. That means they're in the same category as tobacco. Consuming them regularly increases your risk of colorectal cancer. After 60, when your body's cellular repair mechanisms slow down, that risk becomes even more pronounced. Every bite of that hot dog, every slice of that salami, is introducing compounds your body has to fight against. And the older you get, the harder that fight becomes. But here's the good news, and I want you to really hear this. Your body is remarkably resilient. Even if you've been eating processed meats for decades, stopping now makes a difference. Research shows that dietary changes can reduce inflammation, improve blood flow to the brain, and lower cardiovascular risk within weeks. Your body wants to heal. It's designed to heal. You just have to stop poisoning it and give it a chance. Cutting out processed meats doesn't mean you have to eat like a rabbit. It means choosing real food over engineered food. Instead of bacon, cook eggs with fresh vegetables and avocado. Instead of deli meat, roast a whole chicken on Sunday and slice it yourself for sandwiches during the week. Instead of sausage, grill a salmon fillet or a grass-fed steak occasionally. Yes, even unprocessed red meat in moderation is fine. It's the processing, the nitrates, the excessive sodium that's the problem. Now let's talk about the second part of this that most people miss. It's not just processed meats. It's the entire pattern of eating that tends to go along with them. Processed meats rarely show up alone. They come with white bread, sugary condiments, fried sides, packaged snacks. Men who eat a lot of processed meats tend to have diets high in refined carbohydrates and added sugars. And those are their own disasters. Added sugars, the kind found in sodas, pastries, packaged snacks, and even seemingly healthy foods like flavored yogurt and granola bars, are absolutely devastating to your brain after 60. Recent studies show that people who consume the highest amounts of added sugars experience cognitive decline 62% faster than those who consume the least. 62% faster. That's not a small difference. That's the difference between staying sharp and independent versus needing help remembering what day it is. Here's what happens when you consume excess sugar. Your blood sugar spikes. Your pancreas releases insulin to bring it back down. Over time, if this happens repeatedly, your cells become resistant to insulin. Your brain, which relies on a steady supply of glucose for energy, starts struggling. Insulin resistance in the brain has been so strongly linked to Alzheimer's disease that some researchers now call Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes. Sugar also triggers inflammation throughout your body. Chronic inflammation damages your blood vessels, including the tiny capillaries that feed your brain. It accelerates the buildup of amyloid plaques, the toxic protein clusters found in the brains of Alzheimer's patients. And it impairs your body's ability to clear out cellular waste, leading to faster aging at every level. Most men over 60 have no idea how much sugar they're actually consuming. They think, I don't eat dessert, so I'm fine. But sugar hides everywhere. That bottle of barbecue sauce? Loaded with sugar. That loaf of whole wheat bread? Sugar. That can of baked beans? Sugar. Salad dressing, ketchup, pasta sauce, protein bars, even beef jerky, which we already talked about avoiding for other reasons, is often packed with added sugar. By the end of the day, many men are consuming 80, 90, even 100 grams of added sugar without realizing it. The American Heart Association recommends no more than 36 grams per day for men. Most are eating triple that. And after 60, your body simply can't handle it the way it used to. So what does this all mean practically? It means if you want to stay sharp, keep your heart strong, and maintain your independence, you need to stop eating processed meats and dramatically cut your added sugar intake. I'm not saying you can never have bacon again. I'm saying it can't be a daily habit. I'm not saying you can never enjoy a dessert. I'm saying it should be occasional, not routine. Your default, your everyday normal, needs to be whole, unprocessed foods. Vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds, fish, eggs, legumes, whole grains, foods that don't come with an ingredient list full of chemicals you can't pronounce. And I want to address something else. Some of you are thinking, this sounds like a lot of work. I'm too old to change my habits now. Let me tell you something, that belief is more dangerous than the food. Because it's a surrender. It's accepting that decline is inevitable and you have no control. But you do have control. You have more control than you realize. Every single meal is a choice. Every single day is a fresh opportunity to choose strength over convenience, vitality over comfort. The men I see thriving in their 70s and 80s aren't superhumans. They're men who made a decision at some point, usually around 60, that they weren't going down without a fight. They stopped eating the foods that were killing them. They started moving their bodies. They prioritized sleep. They stayed mentally engaged. And because of those choices, they're still traveling, still active, still fully present in their lives. While their peers are in and out of hospitals, managing medications, struggling with memory loss. You get to choose which path you take. But you have to choose now. Not next month, not after the holidays, not when you feel motivated. Now. Because every day you wait is another day of damage accumulating in your arteries and your brain. Here's what I want you to do this week. Go through your refrigerator and pantry. Pull out everything that's processed meat. Bacon, deli meat, sausage, hot dogs, all of it. Either throw it away or give it away. Then do the same with anything high in added sugar. Sodas, packaged snacks, sugary cereals. Read the labels. If sugar is in the first 3 ingredients, it's out. Then go to the grocery store and stock up on real food. Eggs, fresh vegetables, chicken breasts, salmon, almonds, blueberries, avocados, olive oil, foods your great-grandfather would recognize as food. Plan your meals for the week. Make it simple. You don't need fancy recipes. Scrambled eggs with spinach for breakfast, grilled chicken over a salad for lunch, baked salmon with roasted vegetables for dinner. Snack on nuts and fruit. Drink water, black coffee, or unsweetened tea. That's it. Nothing complicated, nothing expensive, just real food. And I promise you, within 2 weeks, you'll notice a difference. You'll have more energy. Your mind will feel clearer. You'll sleep better. Your mood will stabilize. And over the next months, your blood work will start improving. Your blood pressure will drop. Your inflammation markers will decrease. Your risk of heart disease, stroke, and dementia will begin declining. Now, I want to hear from you. Be honest. How much processed meat are you eating right now? Drop a comment below. No judgment, just awareness. Because awareness is the first step. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. And if you found this information valuable, do me a favor. Share this video with another man over 60 who needs to hear it. Maybe it's a friend, a brother, a father, someone you care about who's still eating their way toward decline without realizing it. You could literally save someone's life by sharing this message. Here's the bottom line. Doctors aren't going to sit you down and tell you bluntly to stop eating bacon and deli meat, even though the research is crystal clear. They'll mention eating healthier in passing, hand you a pamphlet, maybe prescribe a statin. But they won't look you in the eye and say, the food you're eating every single day is giving you dementia and destroying your heart. So I'm saying it. Stop eating processed meats after 60. Cut out added sugars. Eat real, whole foods. It's not about perfection. It's about consistency. It's about making the choice, meal after meal, day after day, to fuel your body with what it needs to thrive, not just survive. You've worked too hard, lived too long, and have too much still ahead of you to let convenience foods steal your future. Your body is still strong, your mind is still sharp, but only if you protect them. Only if you stop poisoning them with foods engineered for profit, not health. You deserve to feel vital at 65, at 70, at 80 and beyond. You deserve to stay independent, to stay present, to stay yourself. But that future isn't automatic. It's earned through the choices you make starting today. So make the choice. Stop eating this, start eating real food, and take back control of your health, your mind, and your life. Because you're not done yet, not even close.